What's up, guys? Today I'm coming at you with a deck guide for TF Go Hard. This is a deck that I recently just climbed from the bottom of Platinum to Masters with. And the version of this deck, I actually got it from BBG. Shout out to him. The main difference, I guess, from most normal Go Hard decks. There's a lot of different versions out there, but the main difference from the standard would be that it's actually running no pool sharks. And instead, it's actually running a 1 of Vile Feast, a 3 of Vengeance, 2 Ledros, 2 Ruination. And so the main, I will say, I just started, this is the first version I played. I just got it. I started playing it because I had lots of reference experiences of seeing BBG play on the stream. So I felt like it was the best one for me to start out and try with because I kind of knew how it was supposed to be played. And I've kept it. The whole climb, I've kept it. I haven't made any changes. But the two things I've thought the most about changing are the Vile Feast and the Vengeance. The Vile Feast, like the downside, obviously, is that it makes you less likely to draw Go Hard with Zap. But honestly, man, Vile Feast has come in so clutch in so many matchups. Like just having something at fast speed is actually like a lot more important in a lot of situations than you might think. It can also, it can pop Spell Shield. It can pop a keg even if they open attack. I mean, it has a lot of uses that really come in handy. And as far as the 3 of Vengeance, there definitely are some matchups where you really don't. Vengeance doesn't really have a great use, and like you double draw it, and it's kind of screwing you up because it's taking up a lot of your hand. But like there's a lot of matchups in this meta, especially where Vengeance is really great. I mean, Lee Sin, Zoe. There's like a lot of really good units to use Vengeance on that are popular in a lot of decks. Lee Sin, Hecarim, Cythria, Captain Farron, Fiora, that just to name a few. So I've kept it as a 3 of, and I've been pretty happy with it. But let's kick into the guide. I want to go pretty in depth here. So first I want to go over just like the win cons, like the general like win cons of the deck, right? So the most common way that you'll probably win is basically you get in a lot of chip damage early with you have a lot of early cheap units, so you can go wider than a lot of decks can earlier, and you can get in a lot of chip damage that way with your Butcher, your deckhand, Elise, especially Elise. Elise is really, really good with this because she helps you go wide with the Spider, and she's fearsome, so not a lot of things can block her early on in the game. And so after you get your chip damage in, you can even get some more chip damage in later with like Zap, since it's elusive, and Doombeast Strain can get you more chip damage. But basically what you do is you get their Nexus down kind of low, and then you end up cycling through your Go Hards, and you get up to pack your bags, and then basically you kind of have them at a sort of a checkmate where they can't really develop their board. They can, but it's going to get, everything's going to take 5 damage if you play pack your bags. And since it's so cheap, you can build up your board really pretty wide, and then you play pack your bags. It wipes out their board, or almost all their board, and does 5 to their Nexus, and then they're only going to have 1 action to play 1 more unit after that, and then you go in for your attack, and that finishes them off. The other way you can win is with this guy down here, Ledros. So this guy down here, Ledros. So what you do is you actually play him, and he halves the attack down to half your Nexus health, or half their Nexus health, right? And then you play pack your bags. And so the magic number to remember here is 11. 11, because if your opponent has 11 Nexus, Ledros, he's going to do half the damage. There's going to be 6 because it rounds up. It's going to be 6, and then he's going to have 5 Nexus health left. And that's perfect lethal for pack your bags. And then you also still have your attack after that, so you can even push even more damage. And that's often a way you can win. You can kind of getting these wins against. Sometimes you'll be playing against, for example, like an Invoke deck. Knocks have a really big board, and so they can play like Cosmic Inspiration and buff everything up pretty thick, right? And so they can have spell shields or whatever, so that like your pack your bags actually isn't even wiping out like most of their board. And so, like, you can't really get in the chip damage anymore after the early game. But as long as you can get them down to, like, 11, and you use Ledros plus pack your bags, like, that's going to be lethal right there. You don't even have to attack. But, so that's another way the deck wins. And so the next way is, actually, you might not expect it. You can literally just, in a lot of situations, you can just beat down your opponent. What I mean by beat down is just like play a bunch of units early and just go wider than them and just keep attacking and just hitting their Nexus, because There a lot of decks, especially in a lot of hand states of certain decks, like they actually might only be able to play one or two blockers on the first you know like 5 turns maybe even. And so I mean if you're playing like a bunch of little cheap things and you're especially you have Elise because it's generating the spider, you just keep swinging in, and then you could even like maybe you could even like stun one of their units with a gold card TF, and so you're playing a unit for a unit, you're taking out one of his blockers. If he has cheap blockers that have 1 health, you could like red card and take them out. And it's actually not super uncommon that you can literally, without even playing Pack Your Bags or Ledros, you can just beat down their Nexus just by going wide and just like swinging in on those turns, like turns like attack turns like 2 to 6. Um, so the next thing I wanted to mention as a win con, this isn't really a win con in itself, but it gives you a pretty huge advantage, and that is leveling up Twisted Fate, which this deck can do pretty easily because it has a lot of well, I wouldn't even say easily, but it's definitely like an option. I mean, you can level up Twisted Fate in 2 turns, because you have draw from Glimpse Beyond, the Croaker, Zap Sprayfin, Salvage. I will say key things to remember there about leveling Twisted Fate are remember the speeds of your draw. So, like for example, I'll give one example. Like, say you're against a Plaza deck, and so everything they have has challengers, so they can challenge TF and kill it on any of their attack turns. A way to still get the TF level off, if you have the hand for it, is to actually play Twisted Fate on their attack turn after they've attacked. Play him with a blue card. So now when it rolls around, he's already going to be at 2. He's got 1 draw from the blue card, and then your draw from that turn, and then it's your attack turn, so you can play some slow speed stuff to get him more draw. You can play like a Croaker or like a Zap, and so that's gonna get up higher, and then next turn's gonna go around. So maybe he's at 4 now, and so now you just need like a Glimpse and a Salvage, which you could do at fast speed, so you could do it before they could challenge a TF. That's kind of it's not always the best play to make in that situation, especially if you don't have. That's more of a play if you have like another TF in hand. Like if you have you have to judge your hand. Like how much draw do you have? Also, like how likely is the TF to survive? If you level it up, and like do you have another TF to play if it doesn't survive? But if you do have another TF to play and you can level it up, or if you can level it up and they don't have they don't really have a way to kill it, or yeah, like in those situations, it's definitely worth it because leveling TF up is like a huge advantage that can very likely win you the game. Also, I will mention one thing about TF here. After you level him up, one thing that can be a little confusing is the sequencing with his cards. Because I've screwed this up a couple times. So his cards actually play before fast speed spells. So for example, you have a level TF, right? And you played, if you were going to play a Vile Feast on a unit as your second card of the turn, right? So second card of the turn, so TF is going to play a red card. The red card is actually going to hit that unit before the Vile Feast. So if it only has 1 health, red card hits it, the Vile Feast is just going to fizzle on the stack, and you won't get the drain, and you won't get the spider. I want to talk about just some general strategy with playing this deck. The one thing you want to keep in mind is you actually don't want to play Pack Your Bags as soon as you get it. The good rule of thumb is you only want to play Pack Your Bags if Pack Your Bags plus your next attack is going to be almost certainly lethal. I mean, you don't have to play around like if they had like Star Shaping plus Guiding Touch plus you don't really have to play around like card combos, but if like there's no one single card in their hand they could save them from Pack Your Bags plus your next attack, that's when you should Pack Your Bags. And you should save your Pack Your Bags until that moment. Because if you don't, the thing is, if you don't do that and you play your Pack Your Bags early, they still have a chance to come back and win because they can develop their board. But if you hold the pack, what you can do is you can just keep building your board until you are in that spot where you can get the guaranteed win. And like, what are they going to do? They're kind of in a checkmate situation because if they don't develop their board, well, then they're not really going to be able to win. But if they do develop too much into their board, then you can play Pack Your Bags at any time. It just costs 1 mana. You're never going to go under 1 mana. And you can just punish them so hard for that. So that's why you really want to make Pack Your Bags like a game winner when you play it. There's one exception to this, and that is if you are super behind and if you don't play Pack Your Bags this turn, there is a very real chance that you're going to lose on like their next attack. Sometimes you do just get behind and you get Pack Your Bags late in the game where they have a strong board, your Nexus is low, and they're going to win on the next attack. In that case, you have to just play Pack Your Bags, even if it's not going to win you the game. You have to play it just to survive. The other thing I wanted to talk about is keeping your mana open for your removal spells. So in particular, I'm talking about mainly Vengeance and Ruination. This was something that I messed up a lot when I first started playing this deck. Because it's especially if you're not used to playing like Shadow Isles, with Vengeance and Ruination decks with those spells, it's always tricky to think the turn before about how much mana you need left over to be able to play it the next turn. But it's really, really important because a lot of times you really need to have those options open. And so basically, anytime after turn 5, you really want to ask yourself, before you spend any mana, ask yourself, am I going to need to Ruinate next turn? Am I going to need to Vengeance next turn? And if so, how much mana do I need to save to be able to do that on my next turn? And another cool thing you can also think about doing is you can actually Ruinate on even on turn, even on turn 7 potentially, you can actually Ruinate and play a unit still. If you have Butcher, on later turns you can Ruinate and play a 2-cost unit, which in a lot of cases that can be the difference between living and dying, because they have something else to play after you Ruinate, and you still have a blocker there to block it. And the last thing I will mention is this version I'm running actually doesn't run Pool Shark. But if you are going to run Pool Shark, it's important to note that you do not want to play it before turn 3, because there's so many key cards in this deck. Really just Twisted Fate and Zap are the two. You really don't want to get a fleeting Twisted Fate hit or Zap on turn 3 or 2, because you're never going to be able to play those cards, and those are key cards you don't want to lose, and they'll just go away. So now let's talk about the Mulligans. So Go Hard is an always keep. 100% always keep it. 3 copies of Go Hard, keep them all. Jagged Butcher, 100% keep always. Deckhand, I will only keep this if I have no other units. To be honest, sometimes even if I don't have any other units, sometimes I'll still mulligan the Deckhand just to try to get a better shot at getting a Lease or a Butcher or something I would rather have. But I think it's usually better to keep the Deckhand if you don't have any other early units. Elise, 100% always keep. Fortune Croaker, keep only if you have another early unit to play, because you don't want just a Fortune Croaker, because you want to get the draw off the Fortune Croaker. Glimpse Beyond, I never keep unless the one time I would keep it is if you're against Fiora Zoe or an all-in Fiora deck. In those cases, I would keep it if you also have another. If the rest of your hand is good, I would keep it because it's really crucial for denying kills on Fiora with the Glimpse. Vile Feast, I would only keep that in my opening hand. I would maybe keep it in the mirror, because it's good in the mirror. You can deny their Glimpse if the rest of the hand is good. I would also keep it if their deck has a key 1 health unit like Zoe or Teemo. Doom Beast, I would only ever keep this if I was against Fearsome Mist Wraiths. That's the only time I would keep it. Salvage, never keep. Twisted Fate, I would almost always keep. The only time I wouldn't is if I've been in situations before where I've gotten Twisted Fate, a Go Hard, and then no other early units. In that situation, because I am definitely keeping the Go Hard, I would mulligan away TF, because you do really want to have an early unit to play. And I would really want to have an extra chance of drawing an early unit, because you could very easily end up with a hand that's TF, and then 3 other things that aren't TF and Go Hard, and 3 other cards that you can't play early, and that's not really a situation I want to be in. Zap, I will keep if I have an early unit. If I have a Butcher, Elise, or if I have a Go Hard, I will keep Zap. If I have a Go Hard, Butcher, or Elise. Otherwise, I toss it back. Withering Whale, I would only keep if you have a really good hand and you're also against aggro. So, very niche situation. Vengeance, I would keep if you have a really good hand and you're against a deck where Vengeance is really gonna come in handy. Probably Lee Sin or Fiora, Fiora Sparklefly, or an all-in Fiora deck. Because you also do have 3 copies, so you're definitely going to draw into Vengeance later. So I would only keep it if you have another. If the rest of your hand is good, and you're against like. Actually, I probably wouldn't even keep it against Lee Sin, because against Lee Sin, I'm going to talk about that later when I go over the matchups. But you really want to be aggressive and have units. So I know it's debatable. If you had a really good, if the rest of your hand is really solid, I would keep it. Like if you have 3 other units, I would definitely keep it. But other than that, I would probably toss it back. Ledros, the only time I would never keep this unless it's against Tom Soraka. Ledros is actually super crucial against Tom Soraka. You pretty much need it to win, and so I would keep it against Tom Soraka, but never in any other situation. Now I'm going to go over some tips for some common matchups you're going to face. So first off here, we have the Grand Navigator, MF Quinn Plaza. And the main thing to remember for this deck is keeping mana open for Ruination, because they have a lot of, they can really push a lot of damage and a lot of attacks, especially with MF and all their scouts and pursuit. So even if, say for example, it's your attack turn, and they have an MF on their board with even just 1 attack already, it's already seen 1 attack, and they play another scout, they can pursuit that turn, and then they can attack. They can attack once with scouts, attack once again, and then they'll open attack next turn, and MF could be leveled. And it's very unlikely that your board's going to be able to survive that. So it's really important to keep Ruination mana up and keep mana up for Vengeance in these situations. Next we have the mirror match here. So basically the 2 key factors that usually comes down to in the mirror match are leveling, who can level Twisted Fate, and if you have draw Ledros or not. So what you really want to keep in mind is, I guess I'll talk about the options that the ways Twisted Fate can be killed in the mirror match. So it can be go hearted twice, or he could be go hearted or wailed with a keg just once, and be killed. And another way is actually after they play their Twisted Fate, if you play your Twisted Fate and gold card, that can kill Twisted Fate if it's the strongest thing on their board. So that's pretty key there. As well as getting off Vile can stop their Glimpse Beyonds, so that can be pretty instrumental in this matchup. It can help you a lot. We have Pirate Aggro. All aggro decks you kind of play. Everybody kind of plays the same against all aggro. You kind of don't worry about your game plan. You just keep your Nexus high at all costs, because if you can do that, aggro doesn't really have any kind of long-term value to be able to punish you out in the end. I will say one thing you want to be careful of with Pirate Aggro in particular is Captain Farron down here, because you are going to take some damage against Pirate Aggro, and it's pretty hard to handle those 3 decimates that Farron can get them in the late game. So you do kind of want to put some amount of pressure on them if possible. Now we have Lee Sin, Zoe, really popular deck now. And against this deck, one thing you have to realize is they don't have a lot of units. So you can actually go pretty aggressive, and you can usually kind of get a wide board and swing in for a lot of damage, especially if they can't get eye active. Another thing to remember against them is you pretty much always want to develop. You never want to open attack, because they don't really have, they have very few ways of punishing an open attack, because for one, they don't have lots of units to play. And also, the only spell they have that interacts with your board that can punish you for open attacking is Concussion Palm. And some of them only run one of Concussive Palm. Say Concussion Palm. Concussive Palm. There we go. And one last thing about Zoe Lee Sin is you don't want to use your glimpses you don't want to use your glimpse. You want to save your glimpses unless you really need to draw, because they can be extremely useful in canceling out Lee Sin's Dragon Rage. It can often be the difference between winning or losing a game. This is a very unfavored matchup for us. Feel the Rush Control. You can still sometimes squeak in a win. It's possible if you just have a bunch of early units and they don't have Avalanche. Because you can kind of hit them. You can go wide and hit them. And you can sometimes get their Nexus down low enough to finish them off with Ledros plus pack your bags before they get to play Feel the Rush. But very unfavored matchup. You really need them to not have a lot of cards at certain points for you to come out on top. Yeah, the combo Fiora, Zoe Fiora. This one is honestly, I don't know, it really comes down to the hands you both have a lot of hand states that can really punish the other. I mean, which is true for a lot of decks, but like for example, if they just don't draw Fiora or Sparkafly, you're in a really good position. Because they're kind of just because like basically the only way they win here is if they get like a huge Sparkafly that you can't kill with Vengeance, or they get off Fiora's win con before you can take their Nexus down or Vengeance the Fiora. So key cards to keep in mind are Glimpse, because Glimpse can deny Fiora kills. And also, I mean, Vengeance can obviously kill anything if they don't have Bastion. This deck doesn't run Deny, doesn't have Ionia. So that's what's important to remember there. And then the Targon Plasmadex. There's lots of different versions of these. There's Garen Asol, Leona Asol, and Zoe Asol. They don't have a lot of early units either, so you can go wide early and get in a lot of chip damage. The thing you want to watch out for are their lifesteal units. So they have this Solari Sunforger. Some of them run Radiant Guardian, and some of them also run Solari Priestess, so they can get the 6-mana lifesteal Golden Sister. So you want to be watching out for all those. The ways you can kind of play around those is you can glimpse things to stop the lifesteal from going off. You can glimpse whatever blocks them, or you can also stun them with TF's Gold card until you're able to vengeance them. Whenever you get an opportunity, you can vengeance them, and that's pretty nice about having 3 vengeances. You have a lot of answers to their lifesteal. And Tom Soraka here is, so if they draw Starspring early, incredibly unfavored if they draw Starspring early. But if they don't draw Starspring early, and you do draw Ledros at any point, you're actually pretty favored to win the game, I would say. Because without Starspring, they don't really have a win con. And they also don't have that much heal for their Nexus unless they can stick a Broadback Protector and keep it healed up with Soraka. They don't have a lot of heal for their Nexus. And so they're going to have a hard time coming back from like Ledros plus Pack Your Bags. And also they don't have a lot of fearsome blockers to block Ledros. And so this is all the matchups I have to go over here. If you want to see something more in detail, I do have an article I written on this. It kind of goes over everything I talked about here, but even more detail. It's on the competitive LOR Reddit. It's linked down below in the description. And now let's get into some gameplay. Okay, Lee Sin Zoe. This is actually the first Lee Sin Zoe of the day. I played like fucking 5 of them, like probably like fucking 20 of them in the past 2 days. Everywhere. So Lee Sin Zoe, you want to go in aggressive. You want Butcher's an awesome draw to see here. You want to get your early units. You want to develop. You want to hit them hard because they don't have a lot of units, especially before they get eye active. They really don't have a lot of units to block with. They don't want to block with Zoe. They really just have the Sparkafly. Like, they don't have that many units in the deck. It's a very spell-heavy deck. I think I'll wait until he attacks here. He might not. Yeah, because like, it would be stupid for him not to attack.
Didn't know the boss.
So I don't need to give him the keg.
Don't know much, do ya?
3, give me something to play. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. That's what I want to see, baby. That's what I want to see. Should be a nice amount of damage here. That's slightly unfortunate, but kind of surprised he went under Notify mana as well. I think that was probably a mistake for him. Because I could have go hard.
Hush now.
He's probably, and also, I mean, I could kill go hard. Well, I actually could kill him anyway. I'm not going for whale next turn. I don't think it's going to come to that, but.
You dare!
You might try to drive the keg, which would be awesome. It'd be so awesome.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
So I think I have to kind of blow it now. Wait, no. This is interesting. Because it'll let him gem it up. I think it'll be the same effect no matter what. No, because it'll let him heal. Fuck. This is tough. I think I do. I don't think it really matters either way. I think I whale. I think I whale first. Because obviously he's going to be able to heal that thing back up and get the health, but he's going to be able to do that anyway if I kill the Mentor this turn. Like, just in battle, after it supports him. So he is still going to get to get his health back up quite high here. I could maybe, well no, I'll do it.
Gotta go with the flow.
This is interesting. I mean, I guess I don't attack here. I feel like, yeah, because he's just going to gain back more than he's going to lose. I can use the Glimpse on Zap next turn. This is kind of tough, though. Using that Spark Fly early for him was really good. Okay, that's good for me though. If he develops here, I can stun Sparkle Fly.
Master yourself. Master your enemy.
Well, yeah, so I will be stunning the Sparkle Fly here. But I don't think it's worth it. Because I would probably rather use my Twisted Fate to blue card. Especially since I have so much draw for him. I think I'll actually just wait until the attack's over. And I'll Twisted Fate blue card here. I think that's the move. Because I like his only removal for Twisted Fate in this deck is Lee Sin's challenge. And so after he attacks here, I'll be free to play Twisted Fate, blue card, and then I have plenty of draw to level him up. And that could really help me win the game. He could just pass back here though. But he's also losing out on lifesteal, which he doesn't really need, I guess, so yeah, that was probably the smartest move for him there, to be honest.
Keep up, keep up.
I do want to play something here. I guess I'll go hard on this thing, so that if he does heal it back up, that's like the least useful thing he could. Ah, he does have an upper 5. I'm chilling here. I think my best chance here is to level the TF though, because he is going to attack with the Lee Sin next turn. And then I can TF blue card, and I have a lot of tools to just level him up to get him to draw 8. I have 2 salvages and a glimpse, which is really good. Because I'm definitely not going to get my go hards off now, probably, since you notified the first one.
I fight with my spirit.
Yeah, I really need to level the TF. I
Our
think that's my
enemies
best
would
chance
be
of actually
foolish
coming
to
back in this game, because
underestimate
I'm really screwed right now. But he probably, he has no way to remove TF in this deck. I'm pretty sure. I'll look at the deck list if I can find one. Because I know like a lot of the cards in this deck, but I'm not like 100% on the deck list. I've never played it before.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Yeah, so there's nothing. He has no way to kill TF. So yeah, after he attacks here, I'll TF blue card. Yeah, I should be in a pretty good spot. You can't just not attack with Lee Sin forever. He kind of has to win. But he's doing a shit ton of damage here to me, so it's also a concern. Dude, he's taking so long though. Like, I get this deck's complicated and you have to make decisions. Go hard's the same way, but like, bruh. If he just passes to me, like, I think I'm cool to just let this game go on. Like, I can just play Ledros. Like, eventually I will,
Strike firm. Center your spear.
Bro, what?
Why are you here?
Bro, what? I think I
You
do
got
need to
legs.
just protect
Use 'em.
everything. Like, I can't have my Nexus going down too low.
What's that you got there?
Try again.
Deal me in. Blue as the serpentine.
I should be able to level him up pretty fast here. Let's see.
If I kill you, I don't fuck you, stupid.
Next turn he will be... He'll be 3. Question here is like, do I want to glimpse something? I think I almost do kind of want to glimpse something. I mean, I do need blockers, so I don't want to go too crazy, but... So next turn he's going to be up to 3. He'll need 5
Gotta
more.
trust your instincts.
Some more mana fish. I'm just gonna salvage here. So I'm up to 4. Yeah, I'm drawing a lot of cards though, and I could just double glimpse here. I could double glimpse. That's 4, 5, 6. Okay, I could double glimpse Elise and... I could double glimpse into Elise. Or I could just double glimpse. And then I would have some burst speed I could play next turn. Or I could just Ledros here and then level him at burst speed next turn. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good, I think.
I am Ledros, the King's Shield.
Unless he tries to... I don't think he has any way to kill him this turn. So, I think he just takes the best way. I think the only way he has to kill him would be with the Zoe's champ spell. And he doesn't have a Zoe else on the board, so...
The dragon.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Awake.
'Cause I can also glimpse beyond whatever Lee Sin drags next turn. And it will, it'll stop his Dragon's Rage. I feel pretty good here. So I level him instantly with salvage next turn. And then I can play 2 glimpses, which will get me to blue card, red card. And if he develops at all, I could also maybe I could play the 3rd
Visitation.
fixed card if I wanted to, but that's never gonna be worth it. Ledger's might have been a mistake there. I might have used to play out more of a board.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
Unsure. I do have Vengeance I can play. Can I play? I can play Vengeance and 2 glimpses, so I'm good. I'm good. Well, no, because I can't salvage into that first though.
Move with purpose. Center your spirit.
I just have to not lose here. I have to not die here. Like, I have to not die on this turn. I think I can manage it. I think.
Prepare yourself.
I don't know, I'm gonna have some math to do here.
Center your spirit.
We live here.
So we're going down to 5, but I can. So first I salvage. I salvage first. Correct. Okay, Bile Feast is a 6 all day. Bile Feast is
Now
gonna
this
save me.
game's heating up.
So I can stun too. So I don't want to do this. I need to glimpse something. I need to glimpse TF first. Then I need to glimpse this. I need to Vile Feast something. Oh, I don't think it matters where I Vile Feast. I do this. I guess I didn't even have to, I didn't even have to glimpse. I think I do need to glimpse CF because he could still deny the gold card.
Conflict is all in the mind.
I think I'm in a pretty good spot here. Especially since I have another TF in my hand. He actually could have, that was a mistake though. I did make a mistake here because he could have hushed TF initially because it was his turn. He could have hushed TF. Wait, what? What do you do here? Oh, I see. He made the Sparkle Fly stronger, so it's gonna get
Hold
stunned
it,
instead
partner.
of instantly. It also makes my Vile Feast not go off.
Always on the run.
I have all the cards I need though. I mean, I guess I could have played... No, I think I need that Butcher. I need to play that Butcher because I need a low-cost thing to play.
Too slow.
So I can make sure I get all of TF's cards off. I don't actually need to draw here.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Back at the table.
Okay, so now... I have double Vengeance. So I can Vengeance him both turns. But will I have enough stuff to block anyway? Like, will I die anyway? That's the question. That's the question. I think I will die. No, because I can still play Butcher. I can still play Butcher. Okay. I'm gonna have to try it like this. Because I have another Vengeance I can use next turn. If he has an eye here. You can just play another Lee Sin though. Okay, thank God that's not another Lee Sin. Thank God.
I'll burn for what I've done.
I think I'm still safe here.
Even at war, you remain so calm.
Would panicking help, brother?
I guess I should attack with I guess I should attack with Ledros. I mean, it's not really gonna matter, I don't think.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
So I will be able to guarantee. Oh fuck.
Prepare.
Kings and vagrants alike.
Am I losing here? Down to 0. So look this thing, right?
Easy.
I can still Vengeance something if he tries to make something bigger. I can Vengeance something. Okay, I think to be safe, I should block this.
You're bluffing.
Because then he makes one thing bigger. I Vengeance it. Because he can have like double pale, right? No, I would still lose. I would still lose like that. I would do
Easy.
it like this. I think this is better. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. He's gonna try to get a pale. I have Vengeance though, so I'm chilling. Nice. He could draw another pale though. That's unfortunate. Come on, baby. No more pails. He would need more, actually. One pail wouldn't do it. I think I'm safe. Or he could Bastion. He could have Bastion, I guess. He could Bastion that thing. Or deny. Or deny. Bastion or deny is what he needs. Oh, he surrendered! Oh, fuck, dude. What a goddamn fucking game that was. What a fucking goddamn game that was. Okay. Butterfly Fiora. So, with this deck, I'm probably gonna try to aggressively pursue my win con of just like aggressively. I really do want a lot of units to play early to just attack into. TF is pretty good too. I'm kind of debating, do I want to keep the deckhand? Or do I want a better chance? I mean, this is all, like, Glimpse is also really good in this matchup too. This is kind of fucking tough. I think I fucking keep all of this. Because, I mean, there obviously are other cards I would rather have, but I think, like, the odds of me Like, the odds of me getting worse cards than any of the ones I have in my hand are higher than me getting cards that I would rather have. If that makes any sense.
Didn't know the boss.
Because I do want to have a lot of early units to attack into. And Glimpse is really good in this matchup because it helps me stop potential lifesteal. Also helps me stop Fiora mainly. Helps me just deny Fiora kills.
The dead don't need riches.
If he does play Fiora here, I can hit it with the Go Hard immediately, which is pretty sick.
Strength in grace, beauty in the blade.
And if he is still able to attack, I can also just literally deny his kill with Glimpse. You can see him combat the Keg here, which is... Ooh, so is it not going to blow up now? Yes, it's not. But I still have Glimpse, so this is why Glimpse is so key in this matchup. And then next turn I can actually stun Fiora and attack. Ooh. Or I could also Elise into Glimpse. I don't know, let's see, he has 4 mana here. Nah. Well, fuck, dude, I don't know. I could Elise and Croaker. I would be getting Fjord. I think I do. Actually, I think I just go wide here. I think that's the best play, is just to go wide here.
I don't change fate, and I can see it.
I'm gonna give him a free kill with the spider, but I think I'm just gonna get a shit ton of damage on his Nexus.
In the shadows.
And I can also deny his kill next turn with Glimpse. That's why I think it was really cool to keep Glimpse in my fucking opening
Nothing
hand.
to hold me back.
Let's get to it.
Because Glimpse is really good in this matchup. I would normally never ever keep Glimpse in my hand, but I think against this deck or like a standalone Fiora deck, keeping Glimpse in your hand is really cool.
So young.
Because that's his first kill, and like I'm gonna be able to deny his next kill, next turn, unless he has a single combat or concerted strike. This is actually a weird situation where if I play Zap, I actually would rather. I would actually prefer to get. Ooh, this kind of sucks though because I can't play Zap now. I can still play the Doom Beast though, so all good.
No!
Ooh, do I have lethal? No, I almost have lethal. I mean, I was thinking like if I do the spiders and I make her drag the spider. Wait, does that actually not work? Because I'm gonna have 3 spiders if I on my attack next turn. So that's 6. That's like almost lethal. No, that is actually exactly lethal. Ooh, that's tough. But I think this is putting him down to 6. This is also lethal here. So there's no reason. Yeah, there's no reason to do that. I don't believe. Okay, so he will get next to
Let them eat swords. En garde.
So let's say next turn I'm gonna have 5.
Two down.
Let's rally again.
Let them eat swords. En garde.
Okay, let me think about this. This is an interesting one. I could... The odds of me getting Glimpse with Zap are pretty rare. So I think my only real option here is to stun. It's definitely the gold card with TF. Definitely the move here.
Deal me in.
Because he can make it survive, but he can't make it survive the stun. But if he has a single combat still, it's done. Oh, or that, actually. I wonder if does this actually stop
All
the
that
TF gold card?
glitters.
Ah, I was not sure about that. He does only have 2 mana left, though. I think it's worth the risk here. I think it's worth the risk. No, well, I mean, obviously not to attack with Elise, but to attack with the other two. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have a lethal. But I don't know, he's gonna win next turn anyway. Like, it's pretty, unless I get a glimpse, he's gonna win next turn anyway. So I have to remember that.
Gotta trust your instincts.
Actually, if he does block the spider, he loses here, right? Because I'm gonna have enough damage. Wait, yeah. Full attack here. Because if he blocks the spider, he fucking loses.
Is this supposed to be a
Unless he has sharp
challenge?
sight here, then he wins. Which he probably does, because he would block the Doom Beast if he didn't have it. Or Pale. Okay, Pale wins too. So that's an unfortunate. I mean, he really just had the cards to win there for him. I don't think that was a misplay on my part.
Didn't see that coming.
I mean, I like playing around a double pursuit hand. I don't know. I'll have to watch back. I maybe could have played around that because I did have him pretty close to winning anyway. I maybe could have played around more things. But I'll have to watch back that replay and see. I'm not sure. There may have been nothing I could do there. I do definitely think that attack was right. Because there was a very high chance that he was gonna win next turn. Like next turn he has there's so many potential cards in his hand that can win the game. But that turn he had to have literally either Pale or Sharp Sight to win. It's a pretty good hand.
There's nothing to fear.
Clad in shining
Stop
sunlight.
my attack though. This is interesting though. So I can't play the keg or the deckhand before he attacks.
For silver I talk, for gold I listen.
But I also can't guarantee that he's going to attack me. This one's pretty tough actually. I think I do just play the deckhand and then go hard.
I've whipped up something special. Unyielding light.
So this also kind of stops my attack here. Having two of those shield bearers was really good for him. Is it worth it to get the damage in anyway? Like, I can't imagine that it is. It might be, actually, though.
The dawn has arrived. Sunlight blinds.
So now I will play Zap here. I'll have a more chance of getting go hard. I won't block that thing if it attacks.
Answer to me.
Okay, you know what that's
Keep up, keep up.
I want to play Zab now because I want to get that guard now, but I didn't get it, unfortunately. She really sucks. Okay, could get another release though.
Come closer. I don't bite.
I want to wait and see what he plays here. If he's smart, he might not play anything. If he just passes back to me, honestly, like, it'll be kind of tough because if he plays the other Daybreak, that's the Forger, he could like really punish me. And I think I can't afford to be punished like that again. I think I have to just to attack here. Because also it'll give me, I can maybe kill something with TF, like depending on what he blocks, how he blocks with Leona here, I can maybe kill it
You
with the
cannot sway
TF
me.
gold card.
So young.
She's not gonna play anything here. So I will do the Doom Beast, but let's see, is there any call to ruinate next turn? I don't think so, because I still have a pretty decent board overall. I don't think I would have to ruinate, because I can always stun the lifesteal thing. I don't think I would have to ruinate next turn. And also, I'll still have enough mana anyway, it's gonna be turn 7. But obviously I was gonna play Doom Beast against Ruination. So having my TF here still is really good. Go Hard's also really good. So that's all.
Shine like the sun, you must burn
I mean,
like
that's only one unit. I could even try and stun that thing so that it doesn't get an attack off here, which actually might be worth it. Kind of hard to say. I think that actually is worth it. It'll save one of my units.
Deal me in. Hold it, partner.
I think I don't even try and block Leona. I mean, I could kill her, possibly, but... Ooh, or should I... Yeah, I think I should actually do this on the dragon, because it can survive the pack. I could actually even get the pack this turn. Could also get a butcher to play here to make my open attack even better. But no dice. You could have tried to bluff Pale and attack with me on there, but probably wouldn't have been worth it. I do want to salvage again first and see what I get. Okay, so I do have it. Let's see, so I'll be doing 5. And I'll take him down to 8. And then I have 2, 6, 7. I mean, I do have lethal, but he could also just go ahead and play a... I think I will play out... I'll play out the Croaker, though.
You pay! I don't do spirits! These are my rules!
See if he develops anything else into this. He can still play the lifesteal thing, which still worries me a little bit. So let's see, if I just attack here... I mean, I have to attack here. Like, there's no reason to play Pack Your Bags now. I'm not going to kill him. He's going to have to be in there to play something else. Ooh, my Twisted Fate is actually getting ready to level. So I think maybe I don't attack with the Twisted Fate. I think I just glimpse whatever he blocks with a dragon and try to level Twisted Fate. Oh, he has Judgment. Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily even mind that much. Still do this one, so if he has to single combat it, it'll do the most damage. So he just have the single combat. Oh, but he's gonna do, oh, maybe I should have saved it actually. That's a pretty good play for him. What's the next turn? I can't Ruinate if he develops next turn though. Ooh, he almost has lethal, but I do have Whale, so I'm okay. I'm okay. And if he develops, I have Ruination.
Answer to me.
I might want to Vengeance that thing though. Like, do I really want to take my Nexus health down that low? I mean, does it matter? He doesn't have any way to take my Nexus down lower. Actually, I think I don't. I think I just play Ledros here. I think I let this go and I play Ledros. He could have Rally, dude. If he has Rally, that would actually really piss me off. I did play against a deck like this before and I lost to Rally. Like, when I say Rally, I mean Roller Suit. But I think I'm not going to play around that. I think it's too niche. But I could lose to Rally here. Okay. At least he doesn't have a Rally. He is going... Oh, he's going to level up Asol though.
Hello, Runeterra. Let's rock.
Is it worth using the pack now? I mean, what can he play? It's gonna be my attack turn. I think I just let this go. This might be a mistake here, but I think I let this go. I think I let it go level. I'm trying to think of, like, I mean, obviously he killed me on his next attack turn, but like, what could he? Like, I don't think there are any Celestial cards that will generate you health, like without on your defensive turn.
I do love an audience.
So I think I'm still alright. I think I just develop here and I play Pack Your Bags.
Gotta go with the flow.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Oh, so that is gonna stun something though. Is there a case to glimpse him now, honestly? Because, I mean, if he has Hush on him, he has Hush, you know? But I can maybe draw into something, another unit to play. Ooh, no, because I want to save that in case he tries to single combat something with this. I need to save my glimpse. Because he can try to single combat something with, the Solari thing before I can bring the hammer down. You could also just save it with like a pail though. Yeah, I guess I didn't consider that. He needs to... Ah, okay, yeah. So this is exactly why I need to do this. Because I still have lethal here. So I have to fucking kill this thing before he can single combat it. He would need another single combat. That was really key to save my glimpse there for that. Instead of trying to draw earlier.